Hey, welcome back to my model railroad, and let me show you what's going on. I've been dreading this project for quite a while because it meant I had to take this whole end of the railroad apart. I had most of it really completed and I just had to do some scenery. But what ended up happening is, on some of my larger locomotives, right here, they kept derailing. And what happened was, this outer loop is 060 track that you see here. And mistakenly, I put in one piece of 036. So the railroad came a lot tighter along this turn here. And by doing that, the larger locomotives that I have, like this steam engine here and this diesel, they're designed for 054 curves. Anything below that they have trouble with. So naturally, when they came to this end, because of this tight little track that I had here, they were derailing. So what I ended up having to do is, first of all, I took everything apart. And then I used the 060 track, but by doing that, it changed the geometry of how this track came around this corner here. So I had to add these two little wings. I got one wing here and one wing here because the track overhung the existing table. And then also over here on this run, I added another 5.5 inches. So now I can fit the full loop in. But by doing that also, I changed the inside of the railroad. This is where I keep talking about the tank factory is going to go. This is just a placeholder. But this here is what the factory is going to end up looking like. It's at least almost 4 times the size of this building here. But it's a kit, and I have to assemble it. And then on this end over here, I had this brewing company that I got from Menards. I've decided to sell this building because I'm going to put more factories down in here. Also, I'm going to add what they call a turnout or extension tracks. I only had 3 here, but now with the opening, I can add 4, maybe even 5 tracks here. The worst part about the whole thing is, if you know about building model railroads, you want a reverse loop on each end so that you can turn the trains around and have them go in a different direction. And unfortunately, I'm going to lose the reverse loop here. So for the most part, the trains are only going to be able to run in one direction unless I physically take the engine off and then turn all the cars around. But it's a project, like I said, I've been dreading because of one stupid piece of track that I missed. Rookie mistakes. Okay, so I have a temporary loop here hooked up, and I've been running the engines just to make sure before I start screwing everything down. But so far, even my Berkshire, there's no problem. She's coming right through. One of the problems I had, there was another straight track here, so I reversed the engines the way they're running because of this turn that I had to put here, just to make sure they clear. And I also have, I'm double heading the engines to make sure they both go through the tunnel okay. Now that the trains seem to be running fine without the railing, it's time for the next step that I do. So what I've done here, as you can see, is I've broken the track up into sections. And the reason for this is I actually take each of these sections where the track comes together and I solder a little pigtail on the bottom of the track, as well as just the connecting pins that are on top. And here's a power lead or a power drop. I'll probably put 4 on this whole section. I think that'll do it. Here are the little pigtails that I solder on. Here's another power drop that's ready to go. Now, the reason I do this, if you look at this track here, you've got these outer ground pins on both sides, and they're pretty heavy, and you don't usually have to worry about those. But these inner pieces is where the main power comes into the center rail. And as you can see here, you see this track, it's missing the pin on the other side. And this was a brand new piece of track I bought. Unfortunately, I didn't check it out good enough. So if that happens to you and you accidentally put 2 pieces together, you might not get the best connection here. So by flipping the track over, I can also repair this. I have extra pieces, and it's not a hard job to do. So then when I'm done with that, I flip all the track back over and make my connections and drop the power leads down. Now, because you can't flip that whole outer loop that I have there at one time, when I do turn it over, where it joins, I put an extra long pigtail so that once I flip the track over, I still have enough room to play with this and actually solder it on. And that seems to do the trick for me. I've never had a problem with the power. Okay, so here's the final track layout that I've done for this area. What I've done is I've put in 4 sidings. And that's going to work out really well because I can keep all these trains on and I don't have to keep taking them on and off the layout. Then this little siding here is really just a dead end, but it's meant to power the crane there. The outside loop is done and screwed down, and I've also run the trains in and out of here quite a bit. This switch here, I had to buy a new one. The switch itself, there was something wrong inside of it, and it also wouldn't work remotely anymore. So I eliminated it and bought a used one that works fine. As you can see too, I started the construction on the big tank factory, yay. But here are the outside walls, and that's what that's going to look like. And what I've also done is I've also set it so that these 2 feeder tracks I can shut on and off, and the 2 ones over there I can shut on and off. So now I just, every time you solve one problem, there's another. I don't know what to do with this road section. The road used to just dead end on the layout. Obviously, I got to come up with something. And I really should run at least 1 road down into this area. I got plenty of room for some smaller buildings, maybe a switch tower or something. But I'm happy with this layout so far. Yeah, it's going to be good. This little crane is pretty cool. Lionel doesn't make these anymore. I picked this up. It was brand new but never used. Not at this York, but at the last York. Let's see if I can get it started up. You can turn on the lights. I don't know if it'll pick it up, but the outriggers on the crane come out when you hit the button. That's pretty cool. Swing it right. All right, let's hold it there. The boom goes up and down. Both hooks go up and down.
Just a bit more. Okay, little hook. You got it, boss. Small hook. Watch those hooks, guys. Move the boom. You got it, boss. Swing it right. Swing it right. That's far enough. Okay, ready when you are, boss.
Then it shuts itself down when you hit the button. Yeah, it's a pretty unique piece. I'm surprised Lionel still doesn't make these. Okay, so thanks a lot for watching, and I'll post another video. I know they're few and far in between, but I'll post another video when I get some more scenery done and figure out a few more things. But anyways, signing off for now. Thanks for watching.